Why, hello there. So I've been reading through a lot of item descriptions from Elden Ring lately, as you do, and I made myself what I'm calling my Elden Ring encyclopedia, where I've taken all of the item descriptions and dialogue from the game and put it into one place where I can look at it by various topics and look up keywords. And as I was doing that, I've come across many small realizations along with large ones about the story and the lore, and I was thinking about how to get that in a video, and that's when I thought about the Elden Wait, where for the closed network test I went item description by item description, and that way I could cover a more isolated topic so I could go into more detail. And that's what I'd like to do here. I'm going to start from the top of my encyclopedia and work our way through the item descriptions of Elden Ring as a springboard to talk about various topics and really explore the story and world of Elden Ring. I'm starting off by talking about the nomadic merchants and why, within the context of the story, it is very dark to be murdering them for their bell bearings. Let's get into it. We have the abandoned merchant's bell bearing, and with it the hermit, imprisoned, isolated, and nomadic merchant's bell bearing, as well as Kale's bell bearing. The abandoned merchant's item description says, "Bell bearing of a merchant left behind, found upon his perished flesh. Offer to the twin maiden husk at the round table hold to gain access to new items." The other bell bearings all have the same description, swapping out who the bell bearing is from in the first sentence. Obviously, this description is not Elden Ring shattering information, but it gives us a good jumping off point to discuss something about the merchants. It is common practice to get these items by murdering the nomadic merchants so that you can give them to the twin maiden husks and have all their items converged into one shop. Now obviously that's a bit macabre, but it's actually extremely messed up in context of the world. You see, the nomadic merchants were once a clan of traders who were once known as the Great Caravan. But according to the nomadic merchant set, they were accused of heretical beliefs, and most of them were rounded up and buried alive underneath Leyndell in the subterranean shunning grounds. We will get into that situation more with other items, but what we need to know here is that most of the clan was rounded up and buried alive, and the remaining merchants are amongst the few not caught. And that's why I think we find them hidden away. It is a bit of a meme that these merchants are complaining about starving when they're hidden away, but they're likely hiding because the citizens of the lands between eradicated their tribe. Kale says,
"I am of a nomadic people, selling wares as I travel. The land has been tainted by madness since the shattering of the Elden Ring. It's only tarnished like yourself, who keep things from drying up entirely. Let's say you're a very welcome customer."
The Tarnished are not only their sole set of customers because everyone else has died in the lands between more or less, but because they're a shunned people like the Tarnished and are still trying to get by as merchants while hiding from those who would bury them alive. So you could probably see how in this context, rounding up the remaining merchants, murdering them, and consolidating them into one shop is pretty messed up. Especially when you consider that the supposed heretical belief, the Flame of Frenzy, was actually a disease that afflicted them. And like the omens who were also stuffed beneath Leyndell, they were disposed of for something that they were afflicted by, not something they chose. And the Three Fingers' whole deal with the Flame of Frenzy is to bring order by melding and converging everything back into the primordial monolithic soup that all life came from. So they were unfairly buried alive to try and stifle a disease they were afflicted with that sought to converge all life, and they were ironically all buried together, converging their cries and summoning the Flame of Frenzy. And you're out here slaying the remaining merchants for the convenience of converging their disparate shops into one? Wow. Thank you so much for watching, and today I would like to give a special shout out to Lisa Slack for supporting me on Patreon, as well as everyone listed. Thanks for your support.